Hey everybody, it's Chris and Jake from Cali Raised LED, and we're excited to invite you to the Adventure Series Month 2. Today we're going to be talking about trail recovery and trail etiquette. Jake and I are going to be talking about a bunch of our stories.
What would you say is the most, critical gear that you need, recovery gear, that you would need for a trail ride?
Absolutely. Recovery gear makes or breaks your trip. One thing that everybody should have in their rig, without a doubt, is a tow rope. If you don't have a tow rope, you shouldn't be out on the trail. They are the most important thing to getting your rig out of a bad situation. Moving beyond tow ropes, obviously we got tread boards. We've got tread, we've got Max Tracks, we've got the cheap Amazon brand ones, all that stuff. It doesn't matter which one you get in. With tread boards, it's all about longevity. The cheap ones, they're a good one-time use. The higher end ones you can use a handful of times. If you're getting ready to hit the Rubicon Trail, you really want a nice tread board. If you want something for just the random weekend, you can get a nice lower cost option. But tread boards are a big thing. The last thing that I tell everyone they need are D-rings. Inexpensive, simple little items that you can get on Amazon, Cali Raised LED, 4-wheel parts. But D-rings amplify your ability to recover yourself because they take a simple tow rope and they turn it into a triangle, they turn it into an obtuse angle, they give you options. So D-rings are a huge one. What are some things that you felt when you went out on the trail the first time?
Being there for the first time, I think getting in with the community was going up to people and just asking questions at the end of the day.
Right.
I think the biggest issue when I was getting into the off-roading community and getting into my first trail riding was not researching and not knowing what I was getting into at all.
Right.
People have two-wheel drives, people have four-wheel drives. Am I with a two-wheel drive group or am I with a four-wheel drive group?
Yeah.
You have to ask questions. If I didn't ask questions, I might have gone behind every single person and been on a group and been stuck.
Deep up to your neck in rocks with nothing to do, right? Nowhere to go.
Exactly.
Yeah. If we're honest about our experience level, we end up with a pleasurable experience where we get to learn, we get to meet new people, we get to accomplish new challenges as a team. Everyone supports you, right? Hey, let's clear this obstacle you've never done. Let's take this difficulty that you've never done. But if you walk into it pretending like, man, I'm a pro, I don't need to talk to people about it, that's when you end up feeling embarrassed, right?
Exactly. And at the end of the day, by not doing those questions, it's going to hurt you more than not at the end of the day. What difficulty levels are there for trails? Is it just like skiing? Is it a green for a little baby slope? Is it double black diamond?
But when it comes to trail difficulty, you have a couple options. If you're going to go onto public lands and you're going to go into OHV areas, most of the trails in most areas are rated like a ski slope, where you've got the beginner, the intermediate, the single black diamond, the double black diamond. When you talk Big Bear, when you talk Moab, Rubicon, stuff like that, you're talking about trails that are well traveled, heavily documented. You know exactly what you're going to get into. If you're talking to your local dirt lot around the corner, obviously you're not going to have any markings, and that's where you're really going to want to talk about the buddy system. It's all about risk factor for you and your family. Do you got little ones with you? Is it just you and your bros? Whatever it is. You're going to want to take something that you're comfortable with, or if you are pushing those limits, make sure you're doing it in a controlled fashion.
If you're a beginner, research, look on YouTube, look on these forums, understand what you're getting into beforehand, and that's really going to help you as well.
And join your local community chapters. You know, I know truck meets aren't for everybody, but you would be surprised at the people you would meet. I really highly recommend joining your local off-road organizations, whether they're really formal like Corva, or whether they're just a local group of guys that meet at the local brewery. It doesn't matter. You need to meet like-minded people that want to do this with you. You need to join those teams or organizations or friend groups. Off-roading is a community, period. Really, when you talk about trail etiquette and recovery and all that stuff, that is the primary focus, is that when you end up on a trail with a group of guys, whether they're ones that you've been with 100 times or guys that are new, is they all want to embrace and help you grow and make you a better off-roader, make you a better person, and challenge you. Have you experienced the same?
Exactly, and I think a weird thing, and I think a lot of people can relate to this. Let's say you're going on a trail, you're driving up, you see one person on the side that's stuck. Every single person is helping that one person get out of that trail. There's like a no one left behind mentality when you're on a trail or, you know, you're far out. And I think that's what's so unique about it. Even though that person might not be a part of their group, every single person's helping them, which is extraordinary. You know, it's people helping people. One thing I've learned is the buddy system.
Absolutely.
This is going back now to 2014. I first got my truck. I'm up in Big Bear in California. I'm by myself with a person and my passenger. I'm going through trails. Again, no research was done. That was the first problem. Number two, I'm by my...
Great learning lesson, right?
Number one. Number two, I went by myself.
Yeah.
That's the biggest mistake I did right away. Being I was a teenager during the time, being by myself, not doing research, not knowing anything. I went up, hitting some trails, having a blast. I'm going deeper, deeper. I'm to a point where there's no cell service as well. I'm going deeper and deeper, and I see snow. And it's not, during the time there's not snow. I was very high up, there's snow. I go up a hill, slide right back down, hit a little crevice, I'm stuck. What do I do?
How fast you got stuck? I mean, lickety split, right?
So just like that, I think the experience was first, skipping to the end. I am safe, I am here. I had no cell service. I tried every single recovery point. I was 2 hours away from any road, anything.
Right.
I was stuck.
Yeah.
I was so lucky. 6 hours later, someone just happened to get up behind me, pull me out. The thing I learned from that the most is you have to tell people where you're going.
Absolutely.
I told no one where I was going. I didn't told anybody no trail. I was absolutely in the middle of nowhere. Number two was, I think a really big importance is you should always bring someone with you. I mean, regardless if it's just you and your truck, again, you can have the best adventure by yourself. But if you can have a truck with you, any vehicle behind you, really have a true buddy system, I think that's a major key, off-roading and being with the group. Because in reality, if I was stuck, now that person behind me or in front of me maybe could have helped me further instead of me being freezing in my truck, waiting 6 hours. So I think that's a really big thing. So again, saying my experience, what would you say is one big thing before going on a trail?
I cannot get past the buddy system. You hit the nail right on the head. You know, I've been off-roading for over 30 years since I was just a little kid up to my knees. And the big thing is the buddy system. You amplify the ability to recover yourself with the buddy system, even if it's just that person being able to leave the trail and call in for help. You had no cell service. You had nobody to give you their wisdom or their guidance. No tow rope. A tow rope is useless if you can't connect it to something, right?
Correct.
So the big thing is you should never hit the trail alone. I think that's the biggest takeaway from today is have someone with you. Have someone with you. Hey, and if you like the gear that you see Jake and I wearing today, please check out CaliRaisedLED.com to get your sweatshirts, your t-shirts, your hats, your hoodies, everything you need so you can look as good as we do, because dang, we look good.
If you want to look at, is there anything I was going to turn around?